Hello, this is Bruce Reviews Music, and today I'm gonna review the new Deafheaven album, Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. This is the fourth album by Los Angeles post-black metal band Deafheaven. Deafheaven's rise to fame, if you will, started with their second album Sunbather, out in 2013. It was a colorful and deep black metal record. It was built upon what Liturgy, Alcest and Wolves in the Throne Room did for black metal in the past years, and Deafheaven brought in major scale tremolo riffing, a lot of post-rock influences from Sigur Rós, Mogwai for example, and for their next album, New Bermuda, they moved from San Francisco to Los Angeles. New Bermuda brought some elements of thrash metal with it, and it was still very experimental. Deafheaven are heavily discussed in the metal scene because many black metal fans are not too happy about their appeal to, say, more mainstream audience, even if they are still pretty alternative. And with this new album, the pop appeal goes even bigger. So let's have a look into Ordinary Corrupt Human Love. As I said, Deafheaven moved to LA some years ago, and Ordinary Corrupt Human Love seems to be their first real LA album. As vocalist George Clark says, this album is inspired by observations of everyday life in the city, people running around, some scenes he experienced while living in Los Angeles, and in the end, the lyrics are a bit convoluted, are very artsy, but they are originally meant to be snapshots of people in the streets of LA, just like the cover art of this album. That becomes clear very much in the music. Deafheaven are really mixing their usual post-black metal style with alternative rock here. There is Honeycomb, the first single, which has great guitar riffs, a slacker feel to it. This seems like a blend of skate rock and metal, and the song Glint has some amazing West Coast sounding guitar work as well. Very great mood here. The riffs are so melodic they sometimes don't even remind me of alternative rock acts like Foo Fighters for example, but also of post-black metal acts like Alcest or the very fun band Ghost Bath. Canary Yellow, the first single from this album, has this West Coast feeling as well, a song that in the end has a great punky sing-along chorus. Yes, George Clark sings here, not only screams, and he doesn't only do this in these two songs I mentioned before. Deafheaven have always been a band that kind of offended black metal fans, a lot like their peers Liturgy for example, although they were by far not the only band that went softer, went more experimental with this style. And now they go even softer on this album. The song Near is a shoegazy pop song. It reminds me of the poppiest moments from the last few excellent Pallbearer records. Night People is a fabulously arranged duet with occult rock darling Chelsea Wolfe. One of the best moments on this great album, really a moment of contemplation, beautiful centerpiece for this album. Overall, the thrash metal elements from New Bermuda are gone. Deafheaven are playing a lot with post-rock that sometimes sounds like Explosions in the Sky or Mogwai maybe, and the album has an overall feeling similar to some of the greatest Godspeed You Black Emperor records. So this might be a great album to turn people that are not too much into metal, not too much into screamed vocals, more into this genre. From Sunbather on, I started to see parallels between Deafheaven's music and Bridget Riley's Opt Art. Not only that, the cover of Sunbather did a very similar thing as Riley's painting Red with Red One, from picturing the optical impression that you get when you close your eyes and stare into the sun. This pinkish red and the overall impression of the sunbeams going through your eyelids is portrayed on the cover and in Riley's art as well. They are sharing some other similar aspects as well. They are playing with seemingly simple elements, geometrical elements in fine arts and musical elements here. It becomes clear when you see that Deafheaven really just know when there needs to be a surging melody and when there has to be descending melody for a great finish of a track. That makes the record flow not only very well, but also that natural. It's just obvious that the songs needed to be arranged on the album in that sequence. So they are playing with seemingly simple elements, but in the end it's not that easy to arrange a record or arrange these very long songs, sometimes longer than 10 minutes, so well that they are so listenable here. And that's what I said when I earlier said that maybe this is an album to get people into this kind of music, because it's just so very well listenable. Overall, I really liked Deafheaven's albums, all of them, but in the end I think that this is a great step forward. This might be their best work to date, because it just not only refines their approach to black metal, it does, but there is so much more here. As I said, these alternative rock elements fit very well here, and they transport the mood of a band that has not only matured while staying young, yes, but they also came to a point where they are a bit happier with their lives. So it's possible to still create angry, brutal music whilst captivating these moments in the sun. So it's a great record that shows the atmosphere of Los Angeles, the downsides, the great elements of living in a brick, sprawling city like this, and all of these elements of human life that come together in such a city. So I really think that this is a great musical work. This is one of my favorite albums of the year, not only one of my favorite metal albums, and I give Ordinary Corrupt Human Love 90%. Thank you for watching my review for this new Deafheaven album. See you soon.